the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now
all right guys, well, I got my truck back, and you know, it's actually Tuesday now, but got my truck back Friday night, and already, you know, I thought I'd be able to hit the road this week, but it's been a struggle. First thing, I got my random drug test, so went and did that yesterday, and that took all day because when I came in, I wasn't actually prepared to pee, because, you know, I went in the morning and then I went to the lab, and they didn't want to wait for me to drink water. They were like, go, and didn't have enough, so then I had to sit around, and every 30 minutes they would give you 8 ounces of water to drink. So that took up a long time, and then now I'm over here at Dirk's truck repair, and I'm getting my annual inspection done on my truck and trailer. So my truck passed inspection, and my trailer on one of the rear axles, it apparently is leaking real bad, so it failed inspection. So right now we got it pulled into the bay, and the guy's gonna take a look at it. They think that they have some axle seals laying around. If not, they think that they can get them pretty quick. So fingers crossed they have them, or they can get them quick, and we can get this fixed and get the annual inspection approved. All right guys, it's the next day. We drove down to Washougal, Portland area, to ADS, getting loaded up, but you know, it's raining, and he's like putting loads together, so sitting in the truck waiting. But yeah, so far everything's going well. One thing to note is that axle that I had the oil seal replaced on yesterday, it took 4 times, like every 40 or 50 miles, stopping and refilling it, because when you're with those what is it, they call it an oil bath. With the oil bath system, you can only really get so much grease because it's so thick. You can only get so much grease in there before it starts like overflowing. So you got to run it, let that grease warm up, melt, turn into a liquid, refill it. Just one thing I've noticed, and good information for you guys too, so you don't fill it up after you do some maintenance and you think you're good for another 500 miles or so. It's gonna take a couple times to get it refilled. All right, so you can see we're getting loaded. This is actually the first time at ADS where I've had to load multiple different types of pipe. So he told me to strap this down, and we're gonna put something else on top, and then he just put that down here in the back, but he said don't strap it because he wants to put something else on top of it and then strap it. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one. All right, well, we're all done loading, but man, it's been pouring down rain. Sucks. So I want to show you what we got. Since we got a full load, I got my tarps back here, got some fittings, got some glue, and they had huge fittings that took up this whole area, and there was 3 of them, and they wanted to stack it on here and strap it down, but I told them no. Said I need access to that, that's my fuel tank. So you can't say no, guys. And I don't have securement for securing stuff in the bed. The bed of the truck is not for my loads. My loads go on my trailer, so tell them no. But this is a very interesting load. So we got one load here, got a strap in the front, and then in the back got... All right, sorry about that, battery died. But anyways, the top 2 is a separate stack, so there are 3 straps on top, 2 on the bottom, but it's all holding it all together. Same thing over here, 2 different loads stacked on top of each other, strap in the front and then the back. And then we got these coils up top, and unfortunately, because they're bound with string, Can't get them real tight, so they're a little loose. But we got the wind blocker over there, so should ride nice. But you know, it's definitely not my favorite load. But there is a solid pipe in the middle of them all the way down. There is a metal band holding it all together in the middle, and then on each side there's string holding them all the way down so these ends don't flop. And then they're all string all together, so it's not flapping in the wind. But yeah, it looks like we're ready to go. Let's hit the road. All right, so we're on the Oregon side of the Columbia River. I was just over on the Washington side, which I've never been on before, but it kicked me off because there was a low bridge, and then there was a toll booth, so I had to pay a toll, which I haven't paid a toll in a long time. And then, surprise, as soon as you get over here, you're right at the Oregon way station on I-84 over here near Portland. And so then you got to go into the way station, then I get out of the way station back into traffic. The whole reason they had me going over there is because there was so much traffic going through Portland, and there was so much construction going on this highway. So I thought I got away with all the construction, but apparently not. We're going 3 miles an hour. Going over Dead Man's Pass. You know, it's what is it, April 7th, so legally you don't have to carry chains anymore. But I mean, it looks like it just snowed the other day, and right before we got over the pass, they had the highway lined up with cones and signs, like they just recently shut down this highway. So I'm gonna keep the chains in my truck all year round. But just a reminder, just because you're not legally required to doesn't mean you shouldn't. I mean, it's not a lot of snow, but just be safe. Safer than be it's better to be safe than sorry. Well, we just stopped here at this rest area, but as you can see, it's a little windy. And of course, you know, with the tall, light load, it's not always the best ride. So in some areas going over these passes, I actually have to slow down a little bit because it starts wagging the tail, you know, the trailer starts swaying a little bit because of the wind. So so far there was only one section of the highway where we're up in the mountains and it was super windy where I had to slow down. Not much, 5 miles an hour, but still something to think about. All right, we are here at HD Fowler, and looks like he's able to get all that off. It's a little tricky with his little forks. The other guys that loaded it had those super long forks, but we have to take everything off in stages as it went on in stages. So we're gonna get to this. All right, because these loads are separate, they got to put a forklift in the back to make sure that nothing slides off, because if it slides off, it could damage the product or potentially damage other equipment or injure somebody. So yeah, everything's going well. All right guys, so we didn't do very good on gas mileage. I did notice that what is it, Space Age Transport, something like that, it's a gas station. They have biodiesel, so maybe that's why it's getting worse gas mileage, because I filled up with biodiesel. But anyways, 411 miles. It was $1,000, so it was $2.43. So it's okay. It's not great, but when I was looking at the load board, there was 3 loads. One I found out was 2 containers that needed a tilt bed for delivery. It was like $4.50 a mile, but they didn't advertise that in the ad. And then the other one was about $4 a mile, but you had to go to the port, and the port was like a super busy port, so it'd take forever. And I I do have my TWIC card to do that, but the guy didn't respond to me or in a prompt manner. And then there was this load, which was, you know, the $2.40 or $2.50, whatever they had advertised. And then everything else on the board, there was 87 loads available from in my search parameters. There was those 3 loads that were worth taking, and then everything else was $2 or less. I mean, I've been out of the market for 2 weeks, right? Because of getting my truck and trailer and all this stuff taken care of. And I've been seeing other YouTubers, Hotshotters, complaining about the market. Now I see it. I mean, 80 loads below $2 a mile. That is bad. But we've been fortunate. We've been praying. We're good. It is 2 o'clock now, so we're gonna head back to the truck stop. It's probably about 5 miles down the road. Set up shop, probably for the weekend most likely. And in the meantime, try to book a load for Monday. Well, it's Saturday, heading to church because it's Easter weekend. I go to church every weekend, but there'll be a special event going on, and I don't know, maybe there'll be some cuties down here in Caldwell, Idaho that need a husband. Who knows? But yeah, we're stuck here for the minute. Alright guys, so we're gonna try some of this stuff. It's supposed to be a fuel cleaner, additive, and a better fuel economy. It's real nice because each one of these is for 30 gallons, which is the storage capacity of this fuel tank. And we came over here to like a local gas station because the prices are much better than what's going on at the truck stop. It's like $4.50 at the local Pilot where I'm at. So we're gonna fill this up, and never used any fuel additives or cleaners, so I figured after 35,000 miles and some crazy maintenance that's happened, might as well give it a try.